Providence Academy in Plymouth as CCX Sports presents high school boys basketball. Today, the Heritage Christian Academy Eagles visiting Providence. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox, along with Greg Miller, the Armstrong head coach. And Greg, a great start to the season for this Heritage team. They're 6-1, ranked number 6 in Class A, and they got some players. This is going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, I'm very excited to watch their team. Tim Herman does a great job. He's an experienced coach. He thinks he's got a shot to get to the state tournament, but they got to go through North this year, Minneapolis North. But yeah, I'm excited to see their team play.
Providence Academy, a young group this year. They've played some tough competition. One win to their credit so far, but their coach, Ariel McDonald, a good friend of ours who broadcasts a lot of games with us, of course, the former Gopher. He's doing some good work with this team, and it'll be interesting to see how they come out and play, too.
Yeah, another excellent coach. He told us he wants to go inside out, run a lot of pick-and-roll game. He said they've been playing some real tough, experienced teams, so this will be another good test for them early in the season.
Talk about key players in today's game. Heritage has a couple 20-point scorers. CJ Woda is a guy about 6'4". He's a good rebounder for them, averages over 20 a game. He can do a little bit of the inside-outside thing. He'll attack the basket, but he's also a pretty decent shooter, among quite a few good shooters on this Heritage team. Meanwhile, for Providence, they've definitely been led by their sophomore, as Mark Richardson is the fourth Richardson brother to excel in sports here at Providence, averaging over 20 points per game as a sophomore, kind of a triple threat kind of guy. Not real big at about 6'1", but a guy that they will definitely count on. And Greg, this is the type of game, too. These teams used to be in the same conference, but they're close by. They're co-opt in football, so I think it kind of has a little extra incentive for both of them because a lot of the guys know each other, too.
Yeah, that's always fun when you have a rivalry game like that, when the kids know each other. You know, they get jacked up to play each other, but they're usually, really sportsmanlike when they play against each other, but they're going to both be very competitive. I'm sure that they're going to give it their best.
Heritage looking to chalk up another win. Providence hoping for the upset on their home court. Stay tuned. It's the Eagles and the Lions, and it's next on CCX Sports.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back here to Providence Academy as we are having a Saturday afternoon matinee, kind of an unusual one for high school basketball, but we got Heritage and Providence getting set to meet up here on the court. Starters being introduced to the crowd here at Providence, and we'll take a look at them, starting with the visiting Eagles. And Coach Tim Herman, his lineup looks like this: Zach Johansson, Tim Thurston, Ben Allen, the guard spots, and then a pretty decent, inside duo for Class A. Not bad size. You got 6'4" Woda, 6'6" Vandertop, both pretty solid guys on the boards for you and everything, so not a bad lineup for Heritage, and that's helped them to get to number 6 in the rankings in Class A. And here's the lineup for Providence Academy and Coach McDonald. They've got 3 sophomores and a couple of seniors in their lineup: Jackson Baird, Max Anderson, Dylan Service, Mark Richardson, and then the big guy Gavin Blomberg, a D1 offensive lineman. That's got to imagine a little bit of a tough guy to keep off the boards, going at about 280, 285, and 6'4".
Yeah, I love those guys in high school basketball. I love having them on my team. They bring toughness, and they're hard to guard in the paint, get a lot of rebounds.
Well, and the nice thing, too, about a little bit of a smaller school like this is that, you know, you can be somebody who really concentrates on one sport, but still able to fit in and play in a sport like this, you know, too. There's a look at Coach McDonald for Providence. Took over as head coach during the season last year after being an assistant, and then doing things this year. So, and as we mentioned, when he's not doing this, he's also sitting where Greg is today, doing a lot of our broadcasts too. So we really enjoy having him, learning some basketball from him, and talking about his playing days a little bit too.
Yeah, I enjoy watching the games when he does the color commentating for our games, and I learn stuff. So it'll be fun to watch his team play.
And there is a look at Tim Herman, the Eagles head coach, and you know, he's saying already, we saw Prairie Seeds Academy early in the year in a nice win over Cooper. So it's Prairie Seeds, Heritage, both of them kind of chasing Minneapolis North, all in Section 4A. So Heritage has got a very good team, but it's still going to be a tall order to try and get to the state tournament.
Yeah, and being coach at Armstrong, I'm well aware of that kind of situation.
Yeah,
you got to play
absolutely.
good teams during the year to try to get by those real good teams in the section.
Heritage controlled the tap, but it was actually picked up by Providence. So Dylan Service controlling it here. Richardson, they swing it around to Baird, trying to punch it inside to Blomberg, and he traveled.
I tried to make his move a little too quickly there and lifted his pivot foot in the post.
So Heritage with Ben Allen bringing it up court. Providence out man-to-man. Johansson comes to the top, firing, missed it, but rebounded there by Woda. Knocked loose, and he'll have to regather it out high. Vandertop gets the return handoff down the baseline, partially blocked, and he was fouled and will go to the free throw line as Blomberg got a piece of him.
So Providence playing behind the post there, and good post entry and a nice basket cut.
And I mean, interesting situation there with Vandertop at 6'6", dumping it in there to a 6'1" Tim Thurston, and then getting the return.
Yeah, whenever you can get a guy in the post who's a good passer, it doesn't matter their size really, because the guy guarding them is probably the same size as them. Try to get multiple players posting up is a good idea.
Vandertop misses the first. Second one also not good. Scramble for the rebound, and it will be Providence basketball. Blomberg might have gotten away with one there. He picked up a foul a moment ago, and
Swung his arm there.
kind of knocked Ben Allen out of the way. But
a little 2-2-1 pressure here. Sometimes this is a slow down press, but they dribble into a trap spot. Could be problems.
Raked away from Richardson, and here's Johansson, but he got too far underneath, and an awkward looking layup and missed it.
Yeah, I would like to see him use his left hand there.
Richardson spinning, but he was fouled. Free throws upcoming here for Richardson.
Nice aggressive move. A spin move. Some refs call those travels nowadays, but that was a nice move.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've seen a lot of games, and that free throw is good by Richardson. And you're right, there will be about 50-50. Some refs call that a travel and some don't.
I think it used to be 50-50. Now I think it's more like 80-20 from my experience.
It is?
Yeah, and only 20 are calling the spin move now. But we know which ones they are as coaches. And we told our guys last night in our game not to do the spin move because we had those.
Offensive foul call here on Woda. Got that arm extended and pushed off.
Yeah. Both teams starting off in some full court pressure, getting turnovers.
Service working his way over to the left side here, and they set a screen for Baird. Now Baird will launch a three. It's too long, but Richardson rebounds. Right back to Richardson here as he looked inside. 2-0 lead early here for Providence.
That's the ball screen action Coach McDonald was talking about. Snap it back and get it inside. It's a good play.
Blomberg not able to finish. Eagles looking to run. Johansson is fouled as Baird tried to cut across in front of him and knock it loose. Instead made contact with him.
Heritage has some real nice, long, lanky looking players. I like that. And they really get out and run. I can tell they're very athletic.
Got a chance to see them play against Cristo Rey Jesuit and the big Texas recruit Sims, and they really did a great job of limiting him. I think he had like 1 field goal attempt in the first half, had 2 points.
Oh, that's outstanding. Yeah, he's going to Texas. He's a good player. Great player.
And the Eagles ended up beating them by, I believe it was about 15. Johansson makes a pair, so we're even up at 2, and they'll come with a little bit of pressure again.
Yeah, this kind of pressure, they're just trying to see if you're going to make a mistake. They're not really aggressively trapping.
Nice give and go, but Richardson rushed it a little bit and missed, and here comes Woda to lead the break the other way. Woda with the left hand, no good, and Blomberg snares the rebound. Max Anderson back out top to service. Richardson trying to attack. Now Anderson will launch a 3. That's no good, and Woda grabs the miss. Woda launching a high arcing jumper, no good. Heritage hasn't really gotten into their offense especially well here in the early going.
Now they're getting us shots up quick in transition. You know, that's maybe the way they play. I haven't seen them play yet, but so, you know, I watched Rosetta play the other day, and they do that. They get the ball up in transition and let it fly, and get a lot of rebound opportunities out of that too. But here they go running their half-court stuff.
And Coach McDonald said, you know, rebounding has really been probably their biggest downfall in this slow start this year. And there's Blomberg grabbing a rebound, and Thurston will pick up his second. Free throws and rebounding were what he talked to us about, are things that they've needed to improve on. He said, you know, free throw shooting has been an issue that he felt cost them a couple games possibly.
Yeah, free throw shooting's a difficult thing to solve sometimes if you're not shooting well. It's a lot of confidence, and being able to shoot under pressure is something that's hard to simulate in practice.
Seth Halverson into the game for Heritage. Nice block there by Vandertop as he denied Richardson, and then it was off the back side of the backboard, which is out of bounds. It will be Heritage ball, so Vandertop patrolling the middle there, getting a good block.
Yeah, he's a rim protector, so that 2-2-1 is you can tell it's good defense for them. Providence did a good job of getting it to the middle, but then at the end of it, he had Vandertop.
Woda too strong with that one. Johansson grabs the rebound. And Johansson will shoot it up, no good. And Woda the rebound, and was held by Richardson. Both guys going for the ball, and I guess they normally give the benefit of the doubt to the guy who gets there first, gets his hands on it first. And so the foul's on Richardson.
Yeah, Woda's a real long, athletic guy there. You can tell he's a real good athlete, good rebounder. Both teams, I should say Heritage mostly throwing up some threes early and not being able to connect, but when they do, it's going to be good for them.
They're definitely good shooters, but I feel like they're settling for semi-contested shots. They're not really, working the ball quick to get a good look or setting a good screen. They're just kind of taking the first possible shot that could be there. And don't get me wrong, they're good shooters. They're going to make a fair amount of those. There's Halverson, who just checked in, cutting into the middle to score that one.
Yeah, Providence went to a 2-3 zone there, and they did a good job of getting it to the middle. And a lot of teams settle for threes against zone, so it's good that they got it inside.
Baird whipping it over. Richardson, quick first step, but there's Vandertop again to erase it, helping out his teammate. It was a good quick move by Richardson, probably the best, looking drive he's had so far, but the defensive help got there.
Yeah, that's a tough thing when you got a rim protector like that. It's tough to score.
There's Richardson with the turnaround jumper. So a 4-4 score here, which obviously I think favors Providence, the fact that they've been able to keep this high-powered Heritage team from really getting it going offensively so far. Johansson lets it rip, no good.
Yeah, some early threes. I know that when my team does that, I get a little uptight sometimes, and like, let's move the ball, get an inside-out three, but I haven't seen these guys play. Maybe that's their style.
Knocked away from Blomberg, and then it went off his foot. Subbing in now for Providence is Sam Young, number 20, also number 32, Adam Kettler.
You know, sometimes you have a game where you get real hot from three and you come into the next game and, you know, you just start letting it fly early because you have a lot of confidence. But usually you got to shoot threes in rhythm, and inside-out ones are the best, or offset plays like this one.
Well, a lot of coaches talk about it. Here's Halverson shooting that even for good shooters, you get started with an 8-footer or a layup or maybe even free throws, and you can't count on necessarily just being on fire right from the get-go.
Yeah, that's true. Threes are difficult to make, but sometimes when you get hot, they seem to fall in there a lot. Oh, there's one banked off the corner of the board.
Dylan Service. That's a tough geometry angle to hit. I don't think he tried it, but it'll count the same. 7-4 Lions. And then a battle for it. It's going to be a foul call against Providence, and I believe that'll be number 2 on Richardson. Wow.
Yeah, it actually hit I thought it hit the side of the board. It hit the board from a strange angle, but they all count.
So it could be problematic here for the Lions as Richardson picks up his second foul pretty early in the game. Ooh, and then that one tossed. Service will be first to it, but he stepped out. Wow, Heritage gets bailed out there because they threw a bad inbound pass, and Service, though, stepped out. Noah Pieper checked in, number 10 for our Heritage, and he is inbounding it right here.
Providence in a 2-3 zone. I'm trying to protect their guy in foul trouble here.
Johansson shoots way short. They have just had a lot of difficulty getting anything to drop. Baird a shot fake and then fires, but it wouldn't go. Johansson rebounds. They look to push the tempo a little bit here. Johansson dropped it back. Lions wanted to travel.
Good defense there.
Dumped into Vandertop. He attacks. Richardson had to back off a little with those 2 fouls, and Vandertop lays it in.
And I think I'd like to see the ball going inside more for Heritage. Most of us coaches do. We like the inside attack. A lot of players like to let them fly.
Johansson, good hands on the steal.
He's a good athlete.
Pieper behind the back, and a foul call there. He might have possibly been bailed out from a travel there if that foul hadn't been committed. Subs checking in here as for Providence, Max Anderson will come back in. Woda as well for Heritage. Ben Allen cutting through the middle in a collision. That's going to go against the defender there as Sam Young will pick up the foul. Heritage just looks really out of sorts though here. Maybe the Saturday afternoon thing is hard to get used to.
Yeah, sometimes Saturday afternoon the kids are lethargic, and sometimes you have to play a half of basketball where it's not your best to kind of get woken, but give Providence credit. They're doing a good job too.
And off the inbound, Allen with a catch and quick release off the glass, and now Heritage into the lead at 8-7.
Providence is playing a real controlled game, just to their advantage, I think. There's the ball screen offense. Ball screen on both sides, dive the posts. Little continuity offense. They refused the screen and got to the bucket.
Wow, Service. Vandertop's blocked a couple already, but he somehow squeezed that one over him, and the Lions are back in front. Halverson stepping back. That one wildly off the glass, and then a miss by Vandertop.
I think they're 0 for 7 to start the game here on threes.
Service keeps the dribble alive. Little floater is good. Wow, he has 7 quick points here for Providence.
Yeah, he's a quick sophomore guard. I like that. That future's bright for that young man.
3-point lead here for Providence, and they certainly had to be considered the underdog coming in, but playing well early. And a miss inside, and Blomberg grabs the rebound there as Pieper got rid of it quick, but couldn't get the angle on it.
Coach Herman's trying to remain calm over there. I know the feeling. He's doing a good job of hiding his body language, because I'm sure he's not exactly thrilled with how they're playing right now. That was good defense, but can't get in.
Well, Adam Kettler, it looked a little awkward, but the 6'6" junior got it to go. 13-8 Providence.
And Coach McDonald has his boys ready to play here. Rebounding.
Couple of misses, and then eventually Seth Halverson got it to go on the third try.
That's what Coach McDonald talked about at the beginning of the game, but when you're in a 2-3 zone, sometimes it's tough to rebound out of because you don't have a man to box out.
Service has been hot. He passes this one off. It gets all the way out to Young, was short with that one. And Vandertop pushing it the other way. Open is Ben Allen, won't go. Rebound try no good, but Woda was fouled. And they're going to get the big guy Blomberg for his second.
Blomberg gets a second.
Woda is yet to score in this game. And misses on the free throw. Thurston coming back in. Baird back in for Providence. Johansson back in also for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's a great equalizer in basketball. You have to be able to make shots, doesn't matter who you are.
Gets the second to fall, so Woda on the board. It's 13-11 Providence.
A little confusion in the defense there.
Blomberg a miss, and they're saying that ball hit the basket support, so it's out of bounds. It will be Heritage ball. Looked like they were going to get the rebound anyway, but good spot by the officials. Veteran officiating crew here too.
Yeah, I know all these guys. They do a lot of college games, actually. You got Tony Day and Mike Harness and Mr. Furcus. He's the head of officiating, actually, one of the officials who reviews other officials.
Nice shovel pass there from Thurston over to Woda for the layup. One of the really first buckets they've gotten out of a nice offensive set.
Yeah, they're not really in rhythm, but I'll give Providence Academy credit for that too. They're playing, mixing up their defenses, and they came ready to play.
Coach McDonald did a broadcast a girls game with John Jacobson last night on CCX Sports, and he was saying his kids are really excited that this game was going to be on TV. There's Blomberg working his way in. That's a big body to try and get around.
Yeah, and a very skillful move. That was nice.
15-13, Providence back in front.
2-3 zone.
Johansson a shot fake and then gets it to go with that rhythm dribble.
First three-pointer of the game, maybe that will get him going.
Service dishing it over. Anderson the drive and offensive foul. They get a 3 to go and then they take a charge, and that's the most animated the Heritage bench has been so far.
Yeah, taking a charge will get a team fired up, gets coaches fired up. Takes a lot of courage to do it. No one likes to get run over.
Looked like a pretty good call there. Thurston was set.
Yeah, good job by Thurston.
So Heritage now up by 1, trying to build on that here after a slow start.
Switch it back to man-to-man.
Inside to Woda. Oh, going to call an offensive foul on Woda. Good job to get there defensively.
Well, a little bit of a flop there, but hey, that's a tough call. It's hard to know.
So Providence will inbound on the backcourt. A little under 8 minutes to go now in this first half. Providence, a one-win team going against a one-loss team, hanging right with them so far and down by a point. Young getting it into Service, who's been big early with 7 points here for the Lions. Baird trying to get something going there. Now dumps it into the post to Anderson. He drives. Ooh, Johansson looked like he might have got a lot of him there, but no call.
Yeah, surprised that wasn't called a foul.
Johansson stops and fires. No good. Rebound and putback is good underneath for Halverson. his third bucket and a timeout taken here. So Halverson had to be strong in there. There was some contact, but he went up, got it with 2 hands, and went right back up. He has 3 buckets off the bench here for Heritage.
Yeah, those kind of effort buckets are really big for your team. Good effort there.
So another look at this last play. We'll see if Johansson, I'm still going foul there.
Yeah, I mean, he swung down pretty hard, and sometimes they call it when you do that, but he might have got all ball. I couldn't tell with his left hand. I couldn't see if it was on his hip or not. Evidently, the ref didn't think so, though.
And they're the ones that get the final say, that's for sure. I do like, though, when officials don't automatically call, well, he swung his arm, so therefore it's a foul, whether he hit his body or not.
When they anticipate. I don't like when they anticipate.
Blomberg into the middle, spins back, but had it kind of roll off the edge of his hand there. Halverson coming back to Johansson. He'll give it down to the baseline and get it back. Seems as though the Eagles maybe have gotten the message that you're going to get better, more in rhythm open looks if we move the ball quicker and not just shoot the first guy that gets it. And Halverson, a tough shot. He went body to body with Blomberg and got knocked backwards, but he still made the shot.
I think they're in triangle and 2 defense that time. They're chasing Johansson and Woda. They were chasing both of those guys, and the other guys are zoning up.
Blomberg very fortunate not to pick up his 3rd foul there. That the shot goes in, and then a foul at the other end went against Halverson as he reached in to try and take it from Blomberg.
Halverson's very athletic. That was a acrobatic move he made there, and he got that big rebound the possession before.
Pass thrown up, defender, and 2 guys went for it. And now we've got a... Oh, it was a foul on Allen.
The way he blew that whistle, I thought maybe it was a bench warning.
Yeah.
They can do that now in high school where they don't give you a technical, but they give you a warning and you got to sit down the rest of the game.
Johansson driving it, and it spins out. And then knocked out of bounds by Heritage. I have to admit, I think the situation was that an official farther away from the ball saw it better. I think it was absolutely the right call, a foul on Heritage on that inbound pass. It just that it didn't, I don't think it was registered immediately what was going to happen there.
Yeah, I just think they got to get it right, so if you get a better angle, sometimes you're farther away.
Yeah, at least from where I looked, it looked like the right call. There's a nice drive. Nobody really came up to challenge Allen, and he just said, I'll take it all the way myself.
Yeah, it was a breakdown in the defense right there when you're playing zone sometimes. You don't know who has the guy.
Baird stops and hits the pull-up, and Providence back to within 5 now. Thurston travel.
I like how Providence is competing on the defensive end. They're really working hard, and they're getting Heritage out of their rhythm. I know that Johansson seems a little bit frustrated right now. He's had layups roll out and had open threes not go in, and he's used to scoring it a lot.
And a turnover there. And I do think, to an extent, too, this type of game that would help Heritage to play against, I think, rightly or wrongly, their league, the MCAA, is kind of thought of as a finesse league, and this is a team that's playing them pretty physical. I think it benefits you to see some of that too, and maybe you don't get some of those foul calls you think you should. Woda hits a 2-pointer there.
Uh, 1-2-2, half-court pressure. They got a turnover last time they ran it. They're staying in it. Now they're kind of sagging in with the 1-2-2.
Key stretch here, I think, for Providence if they don't want to fall any further behind here. And up no good for Richelson in traffic. Vandertop fell but got it over to Allen.
Coach McDonald hadn't prepared for that. They had a nice set against the zone. Ran the guy to the corner and then posted the guy up, but he had some big guys in there altering the shot.
Thurston unable to get it to go. Then we had a foul underneath against Providence, it looks like. And that will be on Sam Young, his second.
And just looking at the players right now, Providence is giving up size at most of the positions. So rebounding, that can be an issue, but they're scrapping.
Tim Thurston to the free throw line here for the Eagles. He's only shot a couple of them this year. He's averaging a little over about 2.5 points, and he missed the free throw here. Next foul will be double bonus. Ooh, nearly out of bounds there was Young as he caught it. Baird will give it to Anderson at the free throw line. Knocked loose. Johansson trying to save it off Young, and it looks like he successfully did so.
This 1-2-2 can be difficult to go against. You got guys flying around with quick hands and long arms. They're doing the right thing, trying to get into the high post and overload the zone.
Allen leaving it for Johansson. Right back to Allen. Thurston dumps it down low to Johansson. Little turnaround fadeaway is way short. Thurston trying to control it but couldn't.
Yeah, Johansson is snake bit today. He's really frustrated. I don't know if he's made a shot yet.
He got kind of rooted out on that. I think it was subtle, but could have been a foul as he turned to try and shoot.
Yeah, kind of a Larry Bird style turnaround jumper.
Service, giving it over to Richelson. Little floater in the lane, no good. Vandertop rebound. He had to get rid of that one quick because Vandertop was there.
Yeah, the appropriate shot, a nice hook shot, but jump hook, but it's hard to go over a 6'6" guy with long arms. Posting up their guard right there.
And a nice move by Allen to get it to go.
Oh.
Near steal there. Richelson keeps the dribble alive, then had it poked loose. Halverson up with the steal here for Heritage. The Euro step here, nope, gonna be a travel.
And Richfield, they don't let him do that move. That's where coach or referee Carnes is from.
And we're gonna have a timeout taken by Providence. Most of the time when I see that, to me the Euro step is another word for a slow travel. I'm amazed at some of the things that they get away with just because they do it so slowly. And
well, if you do it correctly though, it's 2 steps like a layup. You're just stepping to the side with your second step. So if we had a replay on that, we'd be able to see. But.
And there's a look at Class A basketball. North, no surprise there. They had a big win over Henry on Friday night, and they are ranked #1. You see at Heritage in there at #6. To be honest, not really much we know about a lot of those teams from around the state, but obviously Heritage is off to a good start in North, and we mentioned Prairie Seeds Academy, who I think certainly could be in that top 10 based on what we saw earlier this year too. But that'll be an interesting thing to try and, right from day one if you're Heritage that you're going to have to get through North, and it is not going to be easy, but that's kind of what's in the back of their mind all season long.
Yeah, we just had North over to Armstrong for a cold practice. It was a lot of fun, and they are loaded with talent. I mean, they can compete with any 4A team. I mean, so that's going to be a tough challenge for Heritage.
And obviously, like we said, Prairie Seeds Academy, another team in that same section that definitely could be in the final as well. They were a year ago. They beat this Heritage team in a close game in the semis, actually.
No, but this league beat North 2 years in a row with Maranatha. And Maranatha, I think they were state champs one of the years they did that. They had a lot of talent. And, you only have to beat them one time. You don't have to beat them 2 or 3 times. Just beat them once. So anything can happen. They certainly are a talented team that could give North some problems if they play these mixed up defenses and stuff. This is their 4th defense that they run.
Vandertop got a piece of that one, but Anderson gets it back. Here's Baird launching a high arcing 3, no good. Vandertop saved it to Johansson. Good hands by both those guys. They were right next to each other. And Johansson just gave it away. Tried to spin dribble. Baird attacking back the other way, no good. Richelson rebounds and then is clobbered underneath by Halverson.
Thought that was a good no call. For sure it wasn't a charge, so I thought the refs did a good job on that first one when Vandertop tried to take a charge.
Richardson will head to the free throw line where he is 2 for 2. He has 4 points today. Providence has definitely got on a scoring drought here. I mean, they'd be pretty satisfied, I would think, with holding Heritage, you know, where they are now point-wise. It's just they need to find their offense again a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit undersized, and these zones are funneling them into Vandertop, and he's difficult to score over.
Richardson's second free throw also good, so he's 4 for 4 at the line. Providence.
They're going to like where they're at, though, Providence, down 7 with 2 minutes to go in the half. And they definitely are still in the game.
Allen gets the return pass here. And not been a lot of real open driving lanes for Heritage. Providence has done a good job defensively. Turnaround here by Halverson will not go, and Richardson boards it.
Really good defense there. He's walled up and didn't foul him. Good pass.
Back out to Anderson, and now Service. Nice, well, a kick ball there as he tried to dump that bounce pass down to Blomberg.
I really like Service. He's really quick. He's got good vision. Looks to get other people the ball. He's good coming off the ball screens.
I like, too, that he uses the dribble to get somewhere, not just to bounce the ball over and over and over.
Right. That's a pet peeve of most coaches.
Gave it over to Blomberg in traffic. Oh, yeah, nice hoop with the left hand and a foul.
Love it when the big guys can use the left hand.
Basket by Blomberg was good. And 1.
Yeah, uses his big body to get in the way and use the left-handed hook to go over a 6'6" guy.
Evan Marsh, number 25, sophomore, checking in here for Providence as Blomberg will try and complete a three-point play and try to bring his team within 4 points, and he does. 5 in the game now for Blomberg, and it is 26-22. Providence fighting right back after it looked like Heritage might start to kind of pull away a little bit.
Yeah, if Providence can get inside buckets from him, that's going to be big.
Vandertop open from 15, and he hits. We also had a foul away from the play. I think the hoop's going to count, but it is a foul on Heritage. Yeah, after the shot, push off on. Yeah, Tim Thurston will pick up his third. So we get the hoop that does count for Heritage, but then we go to the other end for free throws for Evan Marsh of Providence.
I think they've only played 7 guys so far, so getting your 7th man or whatever in the, I'm not saying he's the 7th man, but getting one of your players in foul trouble with 3 fouls in the first half, that's a big deal.
And Marsh, who hasn't been in the game very long, steps up and knocks down a free throw here for the Lions.
That's tough to come off the bench like that and make a free throw. Nice job. Got excellent form.
Second one also good for Marsh, and it's back to a 4-point game at 28-24. Minute 20 to go here in this first half. Halverson way out high with it. Now Johansson coming off a screen and knocked away from him. He's been struggling today, and Baird up with it for Providence.
Well, Providence is doing a good job playing team defense. When somebody gets beat, there's another guy there to get his hands on the ball, and they're really working together as a unit. That's what you got to do, especially when you're the underdog.
Blomberg had this one blocked by Vandertop. Allen to Halverson and was fouled. Oh, they're going to call it an intentional foul on Marsh. And Halverson is upset. I didn't think it really looked that out of the ordinary, to be honest, but they do go with the intentional foul call.
Yeah, I thought he was in a vulnerable position. Oh, yeah, he did kind of grab his arm pretty hard, like he didn't want to let him make the shot.
And Pieper recognized immediately that his teammate was upset and did a good job of keeping him out of there.
Yeah, that could have been a technical foul there if he wouldn't have gotten between.
Halverson's free throw is good. It's been a pretty physical game, and you know, you could maybe kind of see that coming a little bit. Alverson makes 1 out of 2.
Yeah, I mean, in my book, it's just a hard foul, but, you know, they want to err on the side of safety, and it's kind of a point of emphasis, the intentional foul, the hard foul. You know, we don't have the same rules as the NBA, but in college, which has those, you know, flagrant 1 and 2, which I think is kind of a good rule, but you got to go to TV screens for that, so normally you can't do that.
Vandertop trying to return it to the inbound passer, Halverson, but it doesn't work out. And so Providence will get it back down 5 with 40 seconds to go in this first half.
I'd go for 1 shot here.
Oh, instead it's a steal. Johansson takes it all the way, and layup is good.
Oh, they got another steal.
Johansson driving it again into the middle. No, an offensive foul on Johansson. He wanted to get something going there and go to the bucket again. I don't think it was a bad idea, but the defender just got there in time.
Yeah, Bear did a nice job there. You know, they had scored 2 buckets right in a row, and looked like it was going to be 3.
Under 20 seconds to go here. 7-point lead for Heritage. Timeout taken by Providence as Ariel McDonald wants to get something set up.
Is that the first time out he's taken? I believe. You get 5 of them, which is a lot. Usually you don't see coaches take timeout with 14 seconds left in high school because they're cumulative, you know, and you can. But if you haven't used any, you get 5.
I think they used at least 1 previous.
Oh, really? A lot of times in NBA or college, they have different rules with timeouts, so you just want to use them per half.
Another look at this as the passing lane jumped into by Johansson. Nice job here, and was able to finish it.
That was unfortunate for Providence because they were sitting in his zone. They could have pretty much held the ball and got the last shot there, and instead they got the steal. You know, they would have been down. They got the last shot. They'd be down 5 or maybe 2 or 3. Now they're down 7. Hopefully they can get the last shot here. Be interesting to see if Heritage comes out with more pressure the second half. Like man pressure, getting in the passing lanes, trying to get some steals to get their offense going off their defense.
See what they drew up in that huddle. Marsh chased back out high, gets it to Service. Dished it down low, but it was off Richardson. He couldn't save it. They were close to getting what they wanted there, but the pass was a tough one in traffic, and so now with 3 seconds to go, Heritage will get it back.
You know, it's hard to draw something up against a 1-2-2. You know, they did get a really good look off of it, but like you said, the pass is off his shin, so that's tough.
See what Heritage has in mind here. Providence coming with some pressure to try and make this tougher. And there's an interception by Baird. Baird into the lane with the floater, no good. But still a nice steal to end the half. It is 31-24. Eagles will be back here with more basketball on CCX Sports.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Welcome back here to Providence Academy. 31-24, Heritage leading at halftime. We're with Tim Herman, the Heritage coach. A little bit of a slow start for your team. You took some threes earlier that weren't falling. You know, what did you feel got better, I guess, offensively?
Number one, our guys are fearless about taking shots because they're good, they're athletic, they're good shooters, and we just keep taking them. Number two, this is the most athletic team we've ever had. Sometimes they think that means they can do everything. And when it doesn't work, when they meet a team like Providence that traps and hugs and pushes and they're very aggressive, when we run up against that, we get into some trouble. So I'm trying to tell the guys we need to have some discernment. Sometimes that's the best option, and then you get a better shot down the road.
Yeah, definitely a physical game and getting a little testy late in the half. But do you feel like that's something that in the long run might kind of help your team to have seen a team like this that'll give them a little bit of the body?
Yes, and the problem is that our school and Providence co-op together on some teams, including football. A lot of these guys know each other, and so there's a rivalry, but there's teamwork and there's love. And so that makes for an interesting afternoon game on Saturday. But this will be good for us, absolutely. We've got 7 games in the next 14 days, and this is going to be good conditioning for that.
Tim, thanks for joining us, and good luck second half.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, Tim Herman, the head coach for Heritage. His team leading at 31-24, but it's been much tougher maybe than what some would have expected coming into this one. We'll be back with more of our coverage of boys basketball from Providence Academy in just a moment.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience. And as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Welcome back to Providence Academy. The Lions trailing Heritage 31-24 with Ariel McDonald, their head coach. Did a good job hanging in there for the most part, I thought. How did you feel about the first half for your team?
I'm a little disappointed. I expected the guys to come out with a little bit more energy and a little bit more passion. Maybe they're a little nervous, first time being on TV and that kind of thing. But, I'd like us to rebound the ball better, eliminate some of those second chance points that they're getting, cut down some on our unforced turnovers, and just kind of relax and play. Finish these layups. We've probably left 12 points on the board, just easy layups around the basket. So try to get the guys settled in and try to execute better in the second half.
You guys changed some things up defensively throughout the half, and I thought frustrated Heritage for a lot of the time. How did you feel about that part, and what will we see in the second half?
I think it frustrated Heritage a little bit, but on our side, we weren't able to adjust defensively to really impact that defensive possession at that particular time. So we'll continue to do multiple, switching up on defenses and see if it gives us something in the second half.
All right, good luck second half. Thanks for joining us. Ariel McDonald, the head coach for Providence. His team down by 7. We'll be right back here to Providence in just a moment.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Welcome back here to Providence Academy. Our first basketball telecast actually from the school. We've done some football here before, so thanks for joining us today. Heritage Christian leading 31-24 as we look at some highlights from this first half of play. And Dylan's service, the bank was open there from the corner. That would be a tough one to duplicate if he tried, but it goes in. And then a nice hoop by Ben Allen catching the inbound pass and getting up quick on the glass there for Heritage. Service driving fearlessly, finished with the left hand over the shot blocker Vandertop there. He had a solid first half here for the Lions, and he gets this one to go on the floater as he had 7 points in that first half. Blomberg, big man going to the hoop here, and he is able to finish that one. As a defender, you're like, whoa, what do I do with that? Inside it goes, and a nice little turnaround is good there for Ben Allen for Heritage. And the pass whipped down low. Halverson bumped off of Blomberg, but still got the shot to drop. He was big off the bench. He had 4 hoops. And then Johansson, who really had a difficult first half, but got a nice steal and layup. That was the last basket of the first half. You see Halverson with 9 off the bench to lead Heritage. Johansson did end up with 7 despite the slow start. And Service with 7 to lead the way. Richardson had 6 for Providence. So, Greg, interesting to see what both teams do, changing things up for the second half.
Yeah, I'm thinking Heritage is going to want to bring more energy. I know Coach McDonald said that about his team, but you know, if you're the favorite like Heritage and you're rated 6th in the state, you got to come out ready no matter who you're playing, and Providence is giving them a good test.
Woda missing down the baseline, and Baird will get it back. Coach McDonald wasn't, you know, we were relatively impressed that they had stayed with him like this, but he wasn't having any of that. He wants more.
He has high expectations. That's good. They expect to win the game.
Richardson turning, goes at the defender and scores. That was kind of a relentless offensive move there.
Yeah, very nice move. The dribble drop step.
Vandertop, offensive foul as he tried to drive through the middle and ran Anderson over. That'll be his second.
You know, sometimes when you're a team that's ranked in the state, well, this is my point, and you try to force things. You know, you don't let it happen. You don't let the game come to you because you want to do it in a hurry. Like, you should be up by a lot, you know. But this Providence team is a good team, and you're not just going to blow them out by forcing things. You're not going to blow them out probably because they're a nice squad.
And jabbed away. Good hands by Woda there as he takes it. And Baird fouled him. No shot. It was a nice finish there, but the foul came out on the floor. As Baird, the only good news of that play, I guess, for Providence is that he got the foul before he went in for the layup.
Yeah, as a coach, I always kind of wish there was some kind of continuation play on that, you know.
That was close. That was close, but I can't really argue with the call as the, you know,
no,
as
that's
the
a correct
way
call.
The rules were, definitely.
Yep.
Jumper missed there by Woda, although I agree with you, but some of these NBA calls, continuation feels like it came 10 seconds later.
I guess I'm talking about more like the soccer continuation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, the guy's going to get a layup here.
Right.
Swallow your whistle a little bit, but you can't do that because what if he misses the layup? But, you know, it's frustrating sometimes. You know your guy's going to score, and then, boom, they call it before he even has a shot attempt. I'm really impressed with Providence competitiveness. I mean, they're really coming in here, not backing down 1 inch. They're playing good team defense, and they're really competing on the boards.
Well, and Coach Herman kind of touched on that at halftime, too, the part that all these guys know each other, and that can be good and it can be bad, I think, and, you know, and depending on your situation. Blomberg, nice job of standing his ground as he came over to help, and it's a jump ball. It will go Providence's way as Woda spun away from his original defender, and he found the big guy waiting for him.
Yeah, I think Heritage really has to move the ball better. You know, they're trying to force things, and every time they do, they're running into double teams, and Providence is doing a good job of team defense, like I said earlier. You can't do it by yourself. You have to really work together, and they got to start doing that more on that end.
Blomberg had it blocked from the side by Vandertop. Now Woda coming back. Joey Fafinski, number 3, is in there for Providence, and I think he's going to be called for the foul here as he tried to jump in and take that. He's coming in with some aggression off the bench here, the sophomore, number 3. And Fafinski is being given a warning right now by the official as he was getting up and bodying into a player before the whistle had sounded.
It looks like Joey's role is to come in and play intense defense. He's in his stance right now, and I think he's going to get another foul, and he did.
Yeah. It's not often that the enforcer is a 5'9" sophomore, but that's almost what this looks like.
He's just a feisty guy, you can tell. The quick feet. Oh.
And he'll get his 3rd foul in, what, about 30 seconds. Johansson driving, and he was hit, and will go to the free throw line. I think it was Blomberg who got him.
Fouls on the line is number 41, Gavin Blomberg.
The third on Blomberg, number 41. And Johansson will shoot.
Johansson at the line for 2.
Yeah, when things aren't going in, it's tough in a basketball game to turn it around. It'll be interesting to see how Johansson can handle this. He can get his shot going here, even from the free throw line. There's a nice shot.
Second one's good, so he has 8 points. The lead is 6 here for Heritage. Baird. Service dumps it into Richardson. Richardson spins and scores.
2 great post moves this half. The dribble middle and drop step to the baseline.
He's got a pretty strong body, too. He's able to withstand a little bit of contact there. Johansson drives and finishes.
Johansson's looking to get going this half. He's a nice-looking player, just was off with his shot the first half. Hard hedge on that ball screen. First time we've seen that.
Baird had to get rid of it, got it to service, and now Richardson looking to attack again.
Good job by Ben Allen. You know, I just meant mismatch because he's a little bit bigger than Ben Allen, but Ben Allen's strong, and he did a good job of keeping him out of the paint there.
Baird, an open 3, and that is good. Had a real lot of open looks, wide open looks like that in this game, and Baird brings them back to within 3.
I think that's the first 3-pointer for Providence.
Johansson the miss, Thurston the rebound. Service had that banked 3 in the first half, but that was their second one, yeah.
Okay, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And this one again hits the basket support, so we have an out of bounds there. Another look at Baird. They let him have this one, and he was more than happy to take it.
And Service is a nice player. He sees the court, handling the ball well against pressure, hitting the open man. Ooh, nice lob pass.
Fofinski into Blomberg, and he finishes strong.
Real nice pass.
Providence to within a point now at 34-33. And we're going to get a foul on Blomberg as he tried to deny Vandertop position. That's going to be the 4th foul on Gavin Blomberg, so that can be a little bit of a problem here for the Lions.
And that's a big problem for them with 14 minutes left in the game.
Woda will inbound. The Eagles have only scored 3 points in this first half, or second half, excuse me. Little warning there as guys were getting a little physical before play started there.
Well, it's a 1-point game now. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Bloomberg out of the lineup.
Thurston in traffic, tosses it up and in.
Good patient post move there.
Heritage by 3, 36-33, and we are going to get a foul on Johansson.
Not sure if it's on the screener or Johansson.
Yeah, I think it's Johansson.
Johansson, yeah. He had his hand check.
Yeah, he was trying to get over the screen, and he kind of reached out and you know, moved the dribbler a little bit with his arm. You're right, though. It was kind of a, I think, you know, a screen that was borderline a little bit also.
Yeah, I saw him slide his hip a little bit. I thought maybe that was a call, but could have gone either way.
Well, and Johansson was on the same page as you. He definitely thought it was going to be on the screener. Anderson a miss there, and up in traffic to grab it is Vandertop, and we will get a foul on Fofinski, his 4th. And so they're already in the bonus. Vandertop will shoot. And the official, I got to be honest, he was not impressed with Fofinski's antics when he first came in, and so he's going to be looking for it.
Yeah, you want to be a little more subtle.
Vandertop's free throw good.
Yeah, I can tell Popinski's an energy guy. He's coming in and trying to bring the intense defense, getting all over the guys. This may be a little too aggressive.
Second free throw is good as well. 38-33 Heritage. Fafinski with it out top here. Richardson will give it over and then go set a screen for service. Nice pass fake
nice
there,
move.
and Richardson scores. Beautiful.
Coach McDonald wanted an and one on that one. That was a beautiful move. Athletic.
Into Vandertop, and he was fouled on the play by Anderson, who got caught on the wrong side there and was probably going to give up a layup if he didn't foul him there. Watch this move by Richardson. Great pass fake. He really fooled both defenders with that fake.
Yeah, that definitely could have been a foul on Johansson, but probably a good no call.
Vandertop giving it up. Johansson from the top of the key, no good. And a battle for the rebound. It's going to go against Richardson, it looks like.
That's a tough break for Richardson. I mean, he's going for the rebound, but it's a tough matchup trying to rebound with Vandertop.
Oda will shoot. And that, oh, they called that foul against Fafinski, it looks like, so he will foul out.
I didn't even know Popinski was in the area, but
and obviously not for Joey, but I think for their team, that's probably good news, actually, that it wasn't on Richardson. Service. Driving it, and Anderson, a nice fake, drives to the middle, no good. Rebound Richardson. Sam Young to the middle. Missed that one, Vandertop rebounds.
The length of Heritage just gives you problems when you're driving the lane. They've made some really nice shots in the paint this half, though. Sorry, I was calling him Popinski, it's Fafiski.
Drive here, and a nice finish by Johansson. So 5-point advantage here for Heritage, 40-35. Baird shoveling it back into Anderson.
There's that two-man game Coach McDonald was telling us about before the game.
Richardson will shoot it from the top, but it's in and out. Woda keeps the dribble alive, then back out. Vandertop wanted to go inside, instead swings it. Johansson spinning to the hoop and scores.
He's having a great second half. Taking it to the bucket more than settling for threes, and that's been a good recipe for success for him.
Back up to 7 now. That was the halftime margin.
Be interesting to see how long they can keep Bloomberg on the bench.
Richardson to the middle, little step back, it's in and out, and Halverson rebounds in traffic. Heritage trying to push this lead here. They've really had a struggle today with this Providence team. Around it comes, Johansson will shoot the three, and it's good. Boy, he is heating up.
I know the feeling.
He is heating up, and the lead is now 10 for the Eagles at 45-35. Well, Johansson, you know, in the first half, it just wasn't going his way, but you can see him getting going here in the second half.
That was a beautiful move, attacking the closeout with the spin dribble, and then a rhythm three. Those are the kind of threes we like as coaches. The ball got in the paint, got kicked out. You feel it, you know it's coming. You know, you're not just passing around the ring and shooting a three because you're a little bit open. He's a nice player.
Heritage lone loss coming up at the Perham tournament to the host team Perham, in a game where they were just under 50% from the line. Coach Herman said it probably, you know, a game we should have won, but when you can have some struggles on, especially on the road, on you know, at the line like that, and that cost them.
Yeah, free throws, like I said earlier, are a strange thing in high school. Some games you'll go 50%, other games you'll go 90%. It just depends, you know, and it depends who's shooting them and what they're feeling like that day. I mean, everyone practices them a lot. It's just a matter of getting in the game and making them is not always easy.
Yeah, Ryan Iverson and I were talking about that in an earlier game, that, you know, sometimes fans will just kind of think, well, you just need to shoot 1 million of them in practice and that'll fix it. Not necessarily true.
Yeah, the best drills are when you kind of put some pressure on the players to make them. That's what Coach McDonald said they do. And a little running if they miss them, things like that, little challenges that you try to do to get their brain to relax under pressure.
Well, and the other part of it too is you try to simulate being tired later in a game, because that can impact it too if you're out of breath when you go up to the line.
True.
Foul drawn there as the move to the middle by Richelson. That'll be number 3 on Vandertop.
When do you think they'll bring Blomberg back in the game?
I think it would depend a little bit on the margin here as well. Richelson getting 1 out of 2 to go.
It's starting to get a little bit out of hand here. Not out of hand, but I mean, you get up to the 15-point range and it's going to be tough. So
yeah, I would think, you know, probably 8 minutes or so. You wouldn't want to wait any longer than that. And it was interesting. Halverson will take that 3 and he nails it. He's kind of a line drive shooter, but good looking shot as he nails that one. 48-36. And the drive the other way and service finishes.
Coast to coast. He is a quick player. I like his game.
Interesting, late in the first half, Blomberg, I think, asked about how many fouls or whatever, and I heard Coach McDonald say, don't worry about the fouls, just play. So I think they're feeling that they'll have to just get him back in there. Woda lays it up and in. Oh, and service almost traveled. Then Johansson the steal and layup. Johansson, for as much as he struggled in the first half, has been dynamite in the second.
He's got a little flair to his game.
Richelson the spin trying to answer, and rebound grab down there. Zach Richards is checked in, number 14 for Providence. Another look at that steal, and Johansson just spinning for the layup.
And that's the legal spin move. When you keep that dribble, 1 extra dribble, you have to come back with Blomberg now. And, you know, they've given up a few inside buckets since he's been out. Especially rebound putbacks that are killers.
And obviously his game is a physical one, so it's, you know, hard to just say don't foul out there. Boy, it was a screech on the floor from Halverson. It almost sounded like a whistle. And batted ahead here by Woda, and he'll get the layup.
Nice step through move.
54-38, Heritage blowing it open a little bit. Service looking into Blomberg. Blomberg attacking. Vandertop fouled him, and that'll be his 4th. So he and Blomberg each have 4 fouls right now.
Fouls on the Eagles, number 32, Jack Vandertop, his 4th.
I think we may have
bench warning.
Yeah, warning given to Coach Herman, I believe.
No, it's Coach McDonald.
Oh.
Coach McDonald's got the seatbelt rule now for the rest of the game. That's a new rule in high school, and I kind of like it. Sometimes as a coach, you get emotional, and you might get on the refs, and they don't have to just give you a technical now. They can give you the warning, but you know, then you have to sit on the bench the rest of the game to coach. That's what all coaches have to do in Wisconsin high school basketball. They have the seatbelt rule. They cannot stand up the whole game. Yeah. I had my college roommate reffing my game last night and let him have it a couple times.
Free throw is good on the second try for Blomberg. 54-39. Providence is really hanging in, had been for most of the game, but Heritage now starting to pull away a little bit. Johansson dishing. Woda layup good. They're starting to look more like the team that they've been for most of this year.
And the tough thing for Providence is they're playing a deliberate style, which has kept them in the game, but it's hard to come back that way, and they haven't really shot a lot of 3-pointers. So it's, you know, without the 3, it's kind of tough to come back to, but
no good there. Blomberg, the rebound. And then a tie-up as he and Thurston each had their hands on that one. It will go to Heritage on the alternating possession. And the officials are going to get together and...
I think Coach McDonald is standing up, and I think they're saying you can't do that. Not quite sure what's going on with that. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it wasn't the bench warning.
Now, obviously, if they haven't communicated that to him, that he can't be up, because that he has been ever since. So.
Yeah, we played De La Salle this year, and their head coach, who's a great coach, Dave Thorson, he got the bench warning and had to sit the whole half.
Richardson, another nice finish. Kind of a nice thing for Richardson in a way, too. I think that he kind of has the green light to create for himself, and then that sort of takes the pressure off a little bit in terms of, do I shoot, do I not shoot? He's aggressive and able to use those moves. And
yeah, I mean, it's good for everyone to know their role. Sometimes when you got guys who aren't scorers who want to score, that's the problem. But he can score it, so he knows he's supposed to attack.
Woda knocks down a jumper, and kind of like Johansson, he has gotten much hotter here in the second half as well. 58-41, Heritage lead. Service, driving. And
that might get a foul call on that drive. It was a nice drive, but good weak side help.
Johansson out on the left wing with it here for the Eagles. Across to Allen. Allen will drive it into the middle with the left hand. Got it to Woda, no good, and Blomberg the rebound.
Yeah, Blomberg's a space eater in there, and he's a real good rebounder. I would like watching him play. He really competes hard. Here comes a set of a big ball screen.
Baird's going to let it rip from three, and it's good. 58-44. Providence saying we're not quite done yet. A little life left. Here's Woda. Short with that one.
And that's a shot as a coach you don't really like.
Richardson driving and was fouled.
I mean, a 14-point lead to players might seem like a lot. To a coach, it feels like it's about a 4-point lead, and you just come down and don't pass it and shoot a three. As a coach, sometimes you're trying to get your guys to settle down. You got the clock in your favor, make them chase you, move it around, attack, get layups, get free throws, and maybe inside-out threes.
Woda picked up his fourth foul right there, so we're definitely could see some guys not finishing the game here. Vandertop, who also has 4, coming back in. Fifinski already fouled out for Providence. The Blomberg has 4. Second free throw, no good.
Yeah, Providence is still within striking distance here. They could get on a little run and get it under 10. Get some momentum with their home crowd. Anything can happen.
Vandertop, and away from the ball, we had Baird trying to push his way through a screen. Will be called for the foul there.
Foul is on the line, number 2, Jackson Baird, his third. Ben Allen at the line, shooting.
So Allen will shoot free throws here for Heritage. Has not scored in the second half. Had 3 first half buckets, so 6 points. Official demonstrating to Coach McDonald what Baird did to draw that foul. I happened to see it pretty well, and it was definitely a good call.
Yeah, these are veteran officials. These guys ref college and high school state tournament games. This is a good crew they got here today.
Baird to Blomberg, and then the handoff there. Up off the glass, would not drop there for Richards.
I mean, it's real nice basketball, but then you're going into the big man, Vandertop, and it's tough to score over him. Nice give and go play.
Vandertop posting strong here, and he is fouled.
Hard foul. Didn't mean to foul him that hard, but he got him hard.
Foul is on the line, number 2, Jackson.
That'll be the 4th on Baird. He was the help defender coming over. Ooh. I might disagree with
maybe he didn't mean to get him hard.
I think so. And he wasn't going to allow a hoop there, no doubt. Free throw, no good.
It was interesting. He didn't really come down with his arms, but he got up with his chest pretty hard. Looks like he might be a good D-back or something in football.
Yeah, he's a good football player.
He is, yeah, it looks like he would be.
Second one is good for Vandertop, so he has 7 points in the game. It's a 15-point lead.
Actually, all these Providence kids look like they'd be good football players. They got nice, strong bodies.
Yeah, and it is, you know, as we said earlier, it's Providence heritage for football, although
I forgot,
primarily a Providence program, definitely. They've had some pretty good success in football, too. Richardson, little step-back jumper is good.
Beautiful move. He's showing his game here in the second half.
Down to 13 now, 60-47. Johansson dumping it into Vandertop, turns and scores.
Vandertop.
Service will bring it up the left side. Goes to the glass and finishes. Wow.
Yeah, the ball screen offense is made for him because he's quick and he can refuse the ball screen and go to the baseline side, or take the ball screen and hit the roll man, or kick it to a three. He's liking this offense.
Halverson, the miss. Chipped out of bounds. It's going to be off Baird as Johansson was behind him. Went over the top, but knocked it off Baird.
We traveled there.
Yeah, he did.
And then he charged. They called it.
So karma got him there as I noticed one other time he did that too. He catches and he's running before he puts it down.
That's a big advantage. Usually they call that, but they only have 3 officials. A little referee humor there.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys who are very close to fouling out in this game. Interesting to see the lineups that end up on the floor at the end. Service a step back 3, and here we are. Lions to within 10. Timeout Heritage. Well, you said it about 2 minutes ago that they're in striking distance, and if they just get a little something going, they could put some pressure on, and that's what's happening.
And they didn't shoot any threes really, or too many threes the first half, so I didn't think that they were much of a three-point shooting team, but here they've had a Baird and Service have both hit some threes, which is what you need when you're down this much. You don't need all threes, but you definitely need to get some, and that will get them out, and then you can drive by them too. But hey, I'm there. I'm playing with fire here, Heritage. You know, I've been there with the team that's favored to win before, and you think you got it in the bag, and you take a few bad shots, you have a couple breaks go against you, and you know, this is a game of runs, and I really like how Providence is just fighting the whole time. They're just competing and not really worrying about the score. You can tell they've been well coached that way, to just not worry about the score, just play and start making some plays. All of a sudden you're in the game.
I think to a certain extent for a shooter, you know, like Service on the last one, maybe to a degree the pressure is off a little bit when you're down 12 or something. You know, you kind of feel a little bit more confident to just say, well, we're already down big. I've got to take some of these opportunities and take some shots.
Yeah, I was telling you that before the game. We played Park Center last night, and they made 5 3-pointers in the last 3 minutes out of 6 shots. Because, like you said, they felt like, hey, we need to take these to catch up, and they're on fire. Yeah, you see that a lot. I think you're right. It's just like if it's a set play called for you to shoot a 3. You don't feel guilty about taking it. Hey, coach wants me to take this, and they make them even when they're on kind of weird angles and stuff.
Yeah, nice win for your Armstrong team. Park Center is a very good team. My gosh, we have a lot of great basketball teams in the area this year. I mean, we say that every year, but it may be more true than ever this year, it feels like.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far early in the season.
Vandertop, a long jumper won't go. Allen wins the fight for the rebound, but then gave it away.
Chance to cut it under double digits here. It's a big possession here for Providence. They don't have much room for error.
Service, the floater off the glass, no good, and rebound by Woda.
That's a good look. I mean, he's been making that. He's disappointed with his missing it, but it was a good play.
Foul on Service as he got up and hand checked into Ben Allen, the dribbler there. So 2 free throws coming for Allen, and obviously how these teams make, the free throws late will be a big thing here too. Heritage especially, I guess, because they've been in the double bonus already.
Yeah, they're going to need some missed free throws by Heritage to come back.
Allen makes the first.
This is a good game for both teams. This is good for Heritage to, go into a gym against a team that's physical and is a good team, and gives them a good test, and also maybe a wake-up call that, hey, you got to really come ready to play. And then for Providence, playing a real good team in Heritage and it should give them some confidence how they played today for the future games, because they got a nice squad.
Blomberg, a nice catch. The drive, no good, but he was fouled, and that might be number 5 on Vandertop. We'll see. Nope, it's going to be on Thurston. That'll be his 4th.
Yeah, if any one of these guys gets their 5th foul, it's going to make a big difference if it happens here in the next few seconds. I mean, that's 3 minutes is a lot of time.
And Heritage, not a super deep team. Blomberg misses the first free throw.
He's got a nice stroke, Gavin. It's just got to get a little bit more on it this time. There you go.
So an 11-point lead for Heritage. Providence will come with a little bit of pressure. Johansson over to Vandertop.
No jump shots at this point if I'm the coach. You got to get to the bucket.
Vandertop will shoot, and it's way short.
That's playing into the hands of the opponent right there. You need to get fouled.
Service was fouled before the shot. Allen called for the bump.
In between, jump shots in general are kind of leaving the game, which is interesting. It used to be a big part of basketball, but now it's threes and layups. The analytics people are saying that's all you should shoot. NBA, they're up 34% on the number of three-pointers taken. They're going to shatter the record this year. It kind of holds true to high school, too. If you look at the shot charts after games, the in-between shot percentages are way lower than anywhere else, and you get more points for threes, so it does make sense. Cut it to 7 here.
Their 9-point game, yep. And they flip off the try by Halverson, no good.
Fouls on the lines, number 33, Richardson, his 3rd personal.
That'll be number 3 on Richardson. Halverson will go to the free throw line here for Heritage. Team up by 9. And he misfires.
Well, Providence still got a shot here. Coach Herman, you can tell he's frustrated with the free throws. It's nothing you can do about it, and they lost another game because they didn't make them. So this will be good for them that they have to make them under some pressure here to win this game.
Gets 1 out of 2, a 10-point game. Nice shovel, service to Blomberg, and he puts it away.
Nice playmaking guard there.
8-point lead, Johansson in traffic. Baird took it. Lions a chance to cut it further here. Service pass deflected by Allen. And
surprised there wasn't a foul there.
Down to Richardson. Tried to go to Blomberg, but it got away. Here come the Eagles. And ahead to Woda for the layup.
Well, it was a big possession for Providence. That's unfortunate for them. But a nice play by Heritage to get the steal and get the layup.
10-point lead for the Eagles here. A little over 2 minutes to go. And a steal by Halverson. He was fouled by Service.
Smart foul.
Fouls on the lines, number 10, Dylan Service.
So Halverson to the free throw line here for Heritage.
Yeah, he was going to get a layup, so fouling him at half court was a smart thing to do. There, he stepped up and knocked it down. You can't simulate this in practice, so this is a good experience for these guys. They're going to have to make free throws in big games later on in the season. Nice to see him make those too.
69-57 Heritage as Service comes to the front court. Baird got trapped. His pass went off a foot, and now it'll be a chance the other way. And Halverson looking for the dunk, and he missed it. And then Johansson finishes. So 71-57, 14-point lead for Heritage. Minute and a half as Blomberg drives it at Thurston.
Yeah, Blomberg plays really under control. Rarely turns it over. Just has a little bit of size disadvantage down there. Vandertout.
And Service with the steal and then was fouled. And so he will go to the free throw line here for Providence as he...
You're going for a dunk up 14. You know, as a coach, you're like, we've probably got this one in the bag, but at the same time, you'd rather have the 2 points. And they did get the 2 points with the follow up.
That was the 5th foul on Woda, by the way, so he fouls out with 15. The good news, though, is they're now up 14, and there's only a minute 16 to go.
You know, Providence is a real young team, too. I'm impressed with how good their players are playing for how young they are. And I could tell Heritage is a real good team. You know, they haven't had their best game today, but, you know, they got a lot of talent. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with, as you can tell by their record that they have already.
Little hesitation dribble there, no good by Allen, but he will go to the free throw line.
You know, sometimes you get off to a hot start in the season, you're 8-1, whatever, and you start believing your press clippings, whatever, and, you know, a close game like this, which I think was a, you know, very competitive game. By no means did Heritage have this in the bag at any point here until maybe just last 30 seconds or so. Gets your kids' attention in practice, so Coach Herman will, I'm sure, use that for motivation to get them to be, you know, a little bit more alert when they come into their next game.
And Allen misses a pair. Blomberg just fouled out, by the way, on that drive. That was the 5th foul on Gavin Blomberg. Nice steal there by Allen.
Yeah, Ben Allen's a nice player. Strong kid, handles the ball well, can post up for a guard. Going to get a 5-second count there.
And out of bounds off of Providence as Halverson tried to rip through and go by the defender, and it got off the body there of Providence's Richards.
You know, the Heritage kids are really strong too. I said that about Providence, but Heritage kids looking like they've been in the weight room. Good ball movement. There, that's unselfish. I like that.
Got it for Halverson, no good. Pieper rips the rebound away.
A fancy dribble in there.
Down under 15 seconds to go, so it was not easy, but Heritage is going to improve to 7-1 as they beat their neighbors and some friends and some rivals here on the Providence Academy team.
I know Coach McDonald is a very competitive person. Watching him over there, he's disappointed, but he should be proud of his guys. They gave a good effort today. They're competing, playing hard against a really good Heritage team. And Coach Herman, his team got it together in the second half and played a real good second half. Played some good team basketball, got some good layups, and hit a few threes too, which helped. Fun basketball to watch here on a Saturday afternoon.
So the Eagles win at 71-58. We'll be back in just a moment here to Providence Academy. Welcome back here to Providence Academy. Heritage Christian winning it here today, 71-58. It wasn't easy, but the Eagles get it done in the end. We're joined by a couple of their players, and starting with Zach Johansson. And This one was a kind of a tough game, a physical game. You know, a lot of tough hoops that you guys ended up getting. But how did you feel about, you know, pulling out a win, even though it wasn't the prettiest?
It's always fun getting a win against Providence, kind of a rival with us. We team up in some sports, and I always want to show them which is the better school. But yeah, we played a little rough. Wish we could have had that game back, actually, but a win's a win, so we're proud of that.
You had a real tough first half, but played real well in the second half. You know, what did you tell yourself, or what did the coaches tell you to kind of get going in that second half?
Yeah, my teammates and coaches are super supportive of me. They just kept me to keep shooting because they know I can make it. And you might as well get some layups to get some confidence going, and that always helps, and that's what I did.
Talk about this season as a whole for your team, now 7-1. You guys got a lot of talent. How do you feel about the way that your team's been playing?
We've been playing really well, I think. We had one tough game in overtime that we lost, but we have a tough couple games coming up, and we're looking to get a resume up.
All right, congratulations on the win, and good luck the rest of the season here.
Thank you.
And CJ, your team battling inside. They had some size. They played a physical game against you guys, but how did you feel about the performance for your team?
Overall, I thought we did pretty well. We got it inside a lot, kicked it out for some threes, but overall, I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, as we talked about during the game, you know, obviously a lot of you guys know each other here. Did that make this kind of more interesting kind of battle too?
Oh yeah, we know a lot of people on that team, so yeah, it was fun getting a win in the end.
You guys obviously are having a good season so far, and ultimately looking at chasing Minneapolis North when it comes to section time. Do you guys kind of keep an eye on them throughout the year to know what you'll be going for?
Yeah, we're always wondering or watching what they're doing. We actually play them January 20th at Heritage, so that should be a good game. I think we can play with them, and I possibly think we can beat them in the end, so that's good.
All right, CJ, thanks for joining us, and have fun the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Heritage Christian Academy picking up another W here today against Providence. 71-58, our final score here from Providence. For Greg Miller and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. So long here from Providence.